Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show, and today Jubilee did the impossible. They did something that I never thought would have ever been achieved, and that is putting capitalists and communists together in one room to debate their ideas. Now, I think it's no surprise I fall in the capitalism category. I think there are a lot of benefits of it. I don't think it's perfect, but you know what, today I'm open to hearing about communism, and maybe there's something in there that I'm missing. So with that said, I want to comment on this video. I want to show it to you as soon as you hit the like button and subscribe, because I'm posting this video around the holidays. So happy holidays to you. Hit the like button for the holidays. Thanks so much, and now let's begin.
It is not capitalism coming in and enshrining enslavement. And in fact, capitalism is what got rid of it and started pushing back against this centuries-old awful institution. So to say it's capitalism, I think it's honestly offensive.
Ooh, this is gonna be a good one. They're teasing us with a little bit of the drama that's going on here, because these are just two polar extremes in terms of what's good for the benefit of everybody. And this is about as polar opposite as you could get. And by the way, guys, we have Tai Lopez in this video. He's the one on the far left. You might have seen him from Here in My Garage. We had him on the podcast, the Iced Coffee Hour recently. He is a phenomenal speaker. He's got great ideas. I could listen to this guy for like 10 hours straight. So it'll be interesting to see what he has to say about this.
America would be a more powerful country under communism.
I think it would be a lot better for all the people who are working jobs that are not, I guess, tech, basically. So I make content, which means that I work a lot of hours and I don't get paid the same amount as a soft dev. So I think it would create more creativity in certain creative industries, artists. If you make a bigger pie, everyone gets a bigger slice.
Yeah. I just hear this and I just think it disincentivizes innovation and hard work. If there's no benefit for you going and working harder than everyone else, coming up with new ideas, progressing, then what's the point of doing anything? I mean, yeah, at some point you got to be fulfilled along the way. And you know what this lady was talking about is, we could be artists and we could do what we want and we could be creative and we could all feel good, but feel good is not going to pay the bills. Who's going to be there doing the jobs that no one else wants to do? Who's going to do that? Who's going to make the food? Who's going to make these clothes that she wears? Who's going to do that? Someone's got to do the jobs. Someone's got to work harder if they want to achieve more. Not everyone wants more, and that's okay. But, to me, the whole idea just seems flawed.
I went to international school growing up, and every single non-Asian or anyone else that's American or Canadian that's gone to China has never wanted to come back to the US. That's something that's really interesting. So I think it's if you've never been...
That's an adverse selection, a group of people who are already...
Yeah, see, that's certainly a selection bias, and China can be a bit extreme in terms of their views. So she's giving a specific example that I don't think is representative of most.
Cuba has 83 on the HTI. They use their doctors like slaves because 90% of the profit goes to the state.
They literally traffic their doctors. When
doctors
George W. Bush opened up a program to let Cuban doctors escape because they were trafficking them and making them go do these PR campaigns in other countries to give health care, 7,000 people immediately came to the U.S.
Yeah, my understanding, a lot of the communist countries, very difficult to leave. And so when you're brought up in this environment and it's all you know, it's hard to conceptualize anything other than I have to serve the benefit of everybody, and this is the only way to do things. If you're not exposed to other ways of life, how do you know what you like and what works best?
Giving people government aid makes them lazy.
Getting government aid makes you lazy. A great example of that is Elon Musk. The amount of government aid the X Foundation gets in order to pursue inventions that don't work.
This guy does not understand the meaning of the word lazy. You can't put Elon Musk and lazy in the same sentence unless you say Elon Musk is not lazy. Elon Musk is doing so much more than this guy has ever done in his entire life. Elon Musk probably does that in a week. But in terms of Elon Musk, his inventions and his ideas, yeah, of course not all of them are going to pan out, but just the fact that he's out there, how many people he employs, how much money he pays in taxes. And this guy says, oh, government aid, that's bad because of Elon Musk is the terrible example to use on that.
But the way it makes people lazy is not necessarily because they're bad people. It's because you have fiscal cliffs. You get this amount of welfare if you make under $24,000 a year. You make $25,000 a year, your benefits drop off. So it actually disincentivizes people from moving up, working harder, taking on more jobs.
Yes, exactly. I've seen so many situations where people have to make a certain amount because if they made more than that, let's say if they made more than $24,000 a year, they're going to lose some of their health benefits and some of the government assistance that they need. And so if they make a little bit more, all of a sudden it outweighs all the benefits that they're getting. Healthcare is a common one for people on disability, where if they make too much money in certain situations, they lose that. And then all of a sudden they're going to have to pay $5,000 a month in healthcare, more than they make. So, in those situations, unfortunately, it pushes them to have to earn less, or in most cases, just earn money under the table.
And we have a problem in this country where 45,000 people are dying every single year because they don't have access to basic health insurance. And I think if we were to nip that in the bud and nationalize those giant pharmaceutical companies and make sure that healthcare is provided to everyone, we would actually stimulate a lot of innovation, a lot of labor, and a lot of hard work in this country.
Yeah, the whole medical system in the United States is horrible. There's so many situations where I just pay out of pocket because I don't want to have to deal with having to go through the insurance system, having to deal with making appointments and scheduling with, it's so bad. Like, for example, if I need to go and see a specialist, I have to first see the general doctor first, which requires a whole bunch of stuff, and then they have to refer me to that. It's a whole waste of time when I could just pay out of pocket. And, they'll charge you significantly less, sometimes like 90% less when you pay out of pocket when they don't have to go through the insurance companies. It's bad.
So without a market, if the pharmaceutical industry specifically is nationalized, how does the state set prices effectively?
Before you get into that point, did you want to say something?
Yes, please.
There you go.
He saved him from that question, by the way. That guy had no answer to that. And then all of a sudden, this guy redirects to Bunny. So gave him some time on that.
It's crazy to me to hear somebody say China's safer, though, and you can literally be disappeared from the streets. Like even your celebrities, famous tennis players,
The
famous
FBI.
people, they are.
Shout out Julian Assange.
Shout out Julian Assange, but we are not incarcerating Julian Assange right now. We are trying to extradite him here.
Yeah, the difference, though, I would say in her example is that maybe, and I'm just speculating, maybe in China, it's more so the government doing it, because it happens all the time in the United States, and that's just like rogue citizens that go and do like crazy stuff. So people are disappearing everywhere. It's just who is doing it.
But I would say the only reason you need a government at all are for three things under capitalism, and that is to uphold contracts. You need a court system. You do have to have a policing system so that people cannot harm other people's property or their person, and you need a national defense system. Now, what the U.S. has gone so far beyond that.
Yeah, she's got some good points on that. I tend to agree with her on that. It almost takes a bit of a libertarian stance on that, where it's like, people are free to do what they want to do. The government's not going to get involved as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else.
Only the rich benefit from capitalism.
Really? Nobody.
It's surprising to me that he would be the only one saying that. I would think everybody on the right would come in and say, yeah, it only benefits the rich because they get most of it. If they do really well, they're going to make a lot of money. Let's see what he has to say.
For an episode about capitalism and communism, we have not talked about class. Whatever class has control within that nation. And now capitalism would be the rich, the bourgeoisie, the job creators having complete control within that society. Of course, that would only benefit rich people.
Not really. I mean, certainly rich people would get a lot of the benefit, but it wouldn't all go to the rich people. I like the fact that almost anybody in America, can really make it. Capitalism could benefit people who work efficiently, who understand the job market, who understand how to create value, who understand how to make money, understand how to enrich the lives of others. And yeah, there's some negatives to that, certainly. Not everyone will have good motives. But overall, I think capitalism can take people who have nothing, who want to aspire to something, and they could be anything that they want to.
The Congo is capitalist. The Congo is one of the poorest countries in the world. The Congo, though, is mineral rich. So much cobalt. Every single one of your folds needs cobalt to work.
That to me isn't so much capitalism. That is just a bad, corrupt government. My understanding with a lot of those countries, the government comes in, is basically just living off the land's resources, exploiting its people. To me, that seems terrible. So that's not so much capitalism, communism. That's a corrupt government.
There is no perfect economic model.
There's no disagreeer here.
So we have to take what we currently have as far as a socioeconomic structure and figure out how we can build something better out of that. But it's never going to be utopian. There's always going to be problems. There's always going to be corruption that needs to be combated.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think this is something we can all agree on, is that nothing is going to be perfect. No matter what you do, it's going to have some flaws. And it's whether or not the upsides outweigh the downsides. Is it more better than it is bad? Nothing is going to be perfect, and someone is always going to be upset. Someone's always going to be against it. But at least you could, make an improvement. How's that?
They also won't let you have a free press in any of these countries. They literally have a government-controlled press.
My TikTok's been banned 7 times after
Mine's
the
been
U.S.
7 days.
Yeah, so there's no free press here either.
Yeah, I see both sides. I mean, certainly there are things on social media that if you say them, they'll probably get you shadow banned. So is there freedom of press? Technically, yes, but with algorithms really dictating what gets pushed, what the majority sees, if you work against the algorithms, you're not going to be seen by as many people. So yes, you can say anything, but you're probably limited in terms of who actually gets to see it.
You had, like you said, feudalism, slavery, capitalism. We tried communism. Maybe it's the rise
Let's be clear
of
that slavery
libertarianism.
is part
More
of
libertarian.
capitalism.
No, it's not.
That what is?
Slaves were goods.
No.
Slaves
That is the
slaves had
government.
owners.
So why
that is
does-
the
wait,
government
Hannah.
more than anything intervening in the free exchange of
Guy's just living his best life. You could just tell he's there. Really no cares in the world. He's sitting back, letting these people argue about it. You know what? That's most of life. You know what? People are going to bicker back and forth. They're going to disagree. And you sit back, you just, have a good time. That's it. Have a good time in life. Treat others fairly. And don't hurt anybody. That's it.
Do you know why people are able to go to college despite the fact that it's super expensive? Because the federal government comes in and says, hey, I've got 2 bags of money right here, and I'm willing to give it all to you, even though I know you can't pay it back. And then the colleges say, well, hey guys, it seems when we keep raising our prices, the government just keeps paying it. Yep. And we don't even have to worry about if the kids are able to pay it back.
That is a great point. I mean, that's the thing. It's like if the government's going to keep paying something and subsidizing something and basically enabling people, colleges are going to, by virtue of that, charge more money. Same thing with the housing market. You give people 0% interest rate loans. All of a sudden, the housing prices is going to shoot up because people could spend more money. And so who's going to benefit from that? The people who already have existing houses, the colleges, all of these things just wind up costing more money. So let me know what you guys think of this down below in the description. I'll also link to Jubilee's video. And how about this, guys? As a capitalistic country, you could get 2 free stocks down below in the description. When you make any deposit, and those stocks can be worth all the way up to a few $1,000s with a paid affiliate link. Again, it's down below in the description. So enjoy those 2 free stocks. Happy holidays, and until next time.